Hi everyone, my name is Mr. Traves and I'm here to take you through this session. So today we're going to be looking at creative writing and in particularly blackout poetry. So blackout poetry is when you take an article of work, so it might be a book page, a newspaper article, or just anything that has words in it, so maybe a magazine as well, and then you're going to take a pencil and select certain words from it to make new poetry or a new story. So before we begin, you will need a book page or magazine article, a pencil and a pen of some sort. So I'm going to be using a whiteboard pen. You may need a felt tip or a highlighter. So if your teacher wants to pause this video now, I'll give you a few minutes just to make sure you're all set up before I give you further instructions. Okay, so pause the video. Okay, so we should now have everything that we need for today's session. So if you take your pencil, you might want to read through the book page or article first, just to see what's on it and see what kind of story you can make from it. So for example, for this one, I might have a look through, and I'm going to circle a few words first. So I'll have my son had a dream, had a dream, cup of soup for dinner, worn out sleeping bags, and then cold drizzle. So far it doesn't really make any sense, but that's okay. Creative writing doesn't really need to make sense. It can tell a story for the reader to follow and use their imagination to really think about what's going on. So once we've had our words circled, we can then go through and black out everything that we don't need, so that way it's easier for us to read. So just like this. And that way we can start making a pattern on the page, so it looks even more creative. Like so. So when we've done this, it might be the full page that you do, it might only be little sections, so little sections can all have different stories or words. Creative writing could only be a sentence, it could be a word. So instead of trying to make a story, you might want to go through and just circle every word that has the letter E in it. So you might have a whole page of words that say reflected, few, years, period, tossed, force, career, marriage, and you can just circle them and make blackout poetry like that. So a collection of different words. So there's a lot you can do with this, and it can be really interesting to see what you can come up with and what kind of stories you can make. So let's just pause this video here and we'll get started, and then shortly we can have a go at sharing each other's work. Yeah? Okay, so pause the video now. Okay, so we've just come back, so hopefully we should now have a lot of different work. So if you've used one book page, you might use 2 or 3. We'll have a go at sharing some of the things that we've made. So for example, here's one I did earlier, and I'll read it out to you. So you might not be able to see it on screen, but I can read it to you. So, only in California for death, her one-way ticket. Hear the sound of quiet fade away. Close the book and finally go to sleep. Living stops. Let's get the angel in white. So as you can see, that's quite a dark one, and I've done the same with a different story. Again, it's kind of dark or more sort of I don't know, sensitive or melancholy. So here's this one. This minute, don't think. Softly cup her hands to warm them. I'll never go away. Her eyes just listen to me. I've nothing but pride for her. Her voice, like the buzz of distant radio, says softly, I'm sorry. So there we go. So we can see from these different pages, like big pages, maybe about 200 words, we can narrow them down into small little stories or poetry. So I hope you've had fun with this task. Have a go at sharing them with your peers or your class teacher. Read them out, try different voices, different stories. Maybe you could put 2 pages together, so a page with yourself or a friend or someone else in your class, and see if you can make stories this way. So that is creative writing, that's blackout poetry, and I hope you've had fun with this small session. See you soon.